Okay.
think there's a better angle.
Okay.
I don't like people seeing it in the house.
Shut the blinds.
Huh?
Just shut the blinds.
And I can't walk through here.
Oh. We have boo. Hey y'all. Off to a roaring start. How is everybody today? I mean, the sun's out, nice day. Wind's blowing a little harsh though. Other than that, well, it's a pretty nice day.
Does it look all right?
I haven't got it up yet.
So I'll move it over there.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Yeah, it looks okay. You sit down so you can see that you're in there. Okay.
That. Well, that shows how dirty restaurant I is. All that crap over there.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'm done with it.
Okay.
It ain't like it's a CBS. It ain't like I get $1 million salary, so.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
You've been outside, ain't you?
Yes, you've been outside.
He brings in the bark.
Yeah, all the stuff in our flower beds. They said he likes that because he can chew on it. I have to keep taking it away from him. You got toys over here, boo boo. Well, hi guys. We'll start this over again. Hi, it's everybody today.
I feel like this chair's too loaded of crap.
I don't know if you're gonna adjust them or not.
Do
I don't think so. Just don't lean back in it and fall over. That's all I'm worried about.
Quiet.
Hey Julie, how are you, honey? Yeah, happy Porch Settin Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday again.
Stop it.
Oh, Brian.
Oh.
Hello, sunny and in the 40s here in Michigan. Yeah, you guys are getting some great weather up there. I'm telling you, I just talked to my neighbor lady behind me here, and she's up in Dayton for a couple days. And she says it's 40s and 50s up there because I asked her if she was freezing yet. And we had like 47 this morning. So they're having really good weather for being up there.
Thus, we're in the back porch.
Yes. And that's not a bad thing. And I said, just like I said, that wind's we've had some really hefty winds here lately. And like I said, after this front goes through, I think we're good. It's supposed to be back in the 70s tomorrow. And we're good until maybe Monday, Tuesday. Then we'll have another dip. And that's spring here. Rizzo says 64 and sunny in the Keys. So
If it gets any colder, it'll move to Florida.
and the wind has slowed down. Yes, it has slowed down from what it was yesterday. It was terrible yesterday. And it wasn't, the temperature wasn't bad, but with that wind blowing, I had my coat on. I was cold. Shante says my cat's ears just perked up and he looked around when he heard Buddy bark. Yeah, Buddy rules. That's right, Cindy. And Julie Ships is 45 degrees right now. So yeah, that's
Julie, what are you doing? 45 degrees outside. Oh, did Linda send you the a picture of her house this morning?
Yeah, the snow.
She said it was still coming down pretty heavy.
Yeah. Linda's up in California, and she sent us some pictures of her house, and there was pretty good snow going on. I told her I was glad I was here. Oh, Jeff and Mary from Salem, Indiana is watching. Well, hello,
I haven't
guys.
even found my channel yet. I don't get notified anymore.
Yeah, we're always right on it every day. Oh, I wanted to show you something. I got in the mail, or we got in the mail. This is a card from Jude's, and this is her little Shih Tzu. She says it's 10 years old, and I said, just as cute as could be. I know if I'd put Buddy's hair up like that, Skip would have a fit, but but it's just, she has a little girl, so that's a little bit different.
First of all, Buddy's a boy, so he's not getting bows and ribbons in his hair.
Well, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that's just as cute as could be. And I don't know whether she's painted that picture because that's what it looks like. It doesn't look like a photograph. It looks like she's painted that picture. So very well done. Yeah, but cute as it could be, really. And then I don't know. The vet asked me yesterday if Buddy might have a little poodle in him because his hair is curly.
That's what she said.
Well, it's not supposed to, but I don't know. And like I didn't ask this, but it's supposed to be all Shih Tzu. And we don't know much about Shih Tzus. That's one kind of dog we haven't had. But so far, he's a joy. I mean, he's into everything because he's a puppy. I like to never got dressed this morning because he had my shoestrings. I was trying to put my shoes on, and he had hold of my shoestrings. Wouldn't let go. But otherwise, he's doing very well. And he loves his toys. Like if you hear him squeaking, well, he's got a lot of squeaky toys. One of the neighbors brought him some little donut things, and they got squeakers in them, and he loves playing with those.
Guy was playing peekaboo with his daughter, and he got hurt. Where did he go when he went to the hospital?
Say that again?
The guy got hurt when playing peekaboo with his daughter. So when he went to the hospital, where did they put him?
I don't know.
In ICU.
Oh my! It's going to be one of those days, guys. It really, really is. Mary, you and Jeff just don't know what you're in for. I think you're new here. I don't think I've seen that name before. So, and Julie, Julie is up in Summitville, so she's in Indiana too.
She's my adopted daughter.
Yes, yes.
Kinda.
And we miss her. And Joy says a beautiful day in the villages. And
is Joy here? I ain't seen her for a while.
I believe she is. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And Joy, yeah. We have news about the Patreon lunch, and I'll have him. Listen, Skip will put the notice out soon.
I'll put the notice out soon. I don't even know what I'm noticing.
Yeah, I've got it all pinned down now, so I can tell everybody.
What, lunch?
Yeah.
Oh, members lunch. Yeah. YouTube members, Patreon members, keep an eye on your notifications on those because I'll be sending you, and I'll put it on for Patreon members. I'll also put it on Discord so everybody will know the time and date and where Patreon lunch. Or I got to quit saying that. Members lunch is going to be Patreon and YouTube members lunch.
Okay. Ann Welter says, hello, Skip and Sue from Minnesota. We are setting records up here. A high today of 51 and tomorrow in the 50s. Yay! As I said, you're having extremely nice weather. But you know what? I always, when that happens, I always think just hold on. Yeah. Because you don't know what's coming.
It's coming.
Like I said, this
Look at Linda. She's in California.
Yeah.
And she's had a picture. She had at least 6 inches on the ground, said it was still coming down hot and heavy.
Yeah. But you know, out there they were having these terrible rains, really, really heavy rains. And I'm kind of glad that she got the snow instead. They're up on a mountain. But
yeah, but when the snow melts, you have up in California, you get the mudslides.
Well, but like I said, that's why I said I'm kind of glad that they've got the snow instead of all that rain.
She don't have mudslides. She got a lot of cougar.
Yeah.
Mountain lions up there.
Well, like I said, they had like 12 inches of rain. So, you know, if it's snow, it's harder to deal with, but you don't have to worry about the landslides.
Because the floods they have in San Diego now will help wash out the trash.
God.
Those places, I'm telling you, those places are nasty dirty. I don't care if they don't like it or not. They are. They're nasty dirty. I've been there many times. I used to go there every week to Fontana, and they're nasty dirty.
Darlene Jabel says hello from Western Massachusetts. Well, hello, Massachusetts. How y'all doing up there? All you new people, don't forget to subscribe. We're here every Wednesday.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, last Wednesday we mentioned about how the subscribership was not down, but what was it? Oh, the 60-some% of you that were watching our videos were not subscribed. YouTube keeps an eye on all that. And I checked it before I came out here. We're down to like 50%. So a lot of you must have checked and found out you weren't subscribed when you think you are. And we keep saying this over and over again because you don't know. And we have to keep repeating ourselves. I know it sounds like a broken record, but I know you think you're subscribed, and you probably are. But half of you right now watching these videos are not subscribed. Check, make sure.
Yeah, it happens. We don't know why. Some people been subscribed for years, and all of a sudden they're not subscribed anymore. So it's something to do with the system. We haven't got anything to do with it. But yeah, check, because it makes a difference to us. Mr. Rizzo says you should do the members lunch in the Keys. I wish we could.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wish we could. I think everybody'd like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
We all come stay at his house.
Yeah. Elaine says I had to buy a squeaker on Amazon. My pup keeps killing the squeaker, so I have to open up and sew in new ones in his
Remember
claw
Jack
toys.
done that.
Yeah.
We'd get him a toy, and he loved squeaky toys for some reason. Jack was a pretty good sized dog. And he would go after that toy for one reason and one reason only. He would tear it apart to get the squeaker out.
Yeah.
Once he got the squeaker out, he was done with it.
And Joy says she's looking forward to the members' lunch. Hey, Judy P. And we're gonna take Linda with us to the lunch. She's gonna be traveling Linda, just like we did
I
with
don't
the
know what
bus
you're
trip.
talking about.
Well, I said, when we have the Patreon lunch, I said, we're taking Linda with us on our phone. So she's traveling Linda.
So you guys gonna have like FaceTime on the phone?
No, we just have a picture of her between the two of us. We did that on the bus.
I say have a picture of her on FaceTime. We'll just pass it around the table.
Well, if she's there, that would work.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what Frank's doing. I think he's home.
No, they just moved into a different room.
Are you sure? Because when I talked to her last night, I said something about the turkeys, because the deer were standing out there and staring at the hill. And she said they've been standing there staring for hours. I said there's probably a cougar out there.
She is home, but he's not. They just moved him.
I'm not done yet.
Okay.
So I said, well, how's the turkeys? So she sent me a picture of the turkeys. Oh my God, there's more now than there was when we were up there. I thought the cougars would have got them by now. And then I said, at least the cougars aren't getting them or something. And she said, well, Frank said, Frank said there might be coyotes in there. So now if she was home, how could Frank say that if he wasn't there?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Judy from Alabama.
Judy.
Yeah, from Alabama. Oh, Jerry, you picked up on that, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah, and she's in for lunch in the Keys, Rizzo. He said, come on down. I wish we could. I would love to do that. But Judy says Roy is in rehab. Did you hear me?
Hmm?
Roy is in rehab. They said they moved him, but they didn't let him go home.
Why, is Linda on here?
And no, Judy just told me. She's talked to Linda since I have. But they did move him. And because I don't know what the system is out there, but
same system as anywhere else. You got rehab. It's all about insurance. You learned that from my sister. It's all about insurance and what they will pay for.
Yeah.
They don't pay for it. They don't give a shit about you. They'll throw you out in the street.
But yeah, they just moved into a different room. Or to the rehab facility from the hospital or whatever. And Judy says she's not from Alabama.
Actually, Judy's in denial. And I don't mean denial like in Egypt. She always tells people she's from Georgia. She's got the thick Alabama accent. Everybody admits that.
Yeah.
But the other day she told me she was actually raised in Arkansas. Now, there's something wrong here.
Yeah, she's got that accent, and it doesn't sound like Georgia to me. But
Don't sound like Arkansas either.
yeah. But Joyce's patient dumping is real, afraid to get old in this country. Yeah, it's scary. And I said, I think we've got some stuff that we need to get done also, because we ain't getting any younger. And I don't want my son to have to go through this again.
I do. I want him to suffer for years. Because every day that he suffers, he'll think of us.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he's got the means to.
The only thing I really want to do is I want to get a living trust set up. That's really all. Because that way, because we've seen how that helped with Dad. I could sell the house immediately. I didn't have to go through any kind of probate or any of that stuff.
Yes, yes. And then, but we got to quit talking about it and do it.
Well, if I go up there and do it, I want to go to the lawyers we're using up there, because they know what they're doing. They're not cheap, but I know it'll get done right.
Yeah. But like she said, you could do it down here and then
So
just
then she's going to recommend somebody.
get an amendment for it for Indiana in case we have to go back, whatever. Jerry says, how was DeLuna? Honey, we didn't get there.
We ain't got there.
And it was supposed to, was it DeLuna or Dabney?
Dabney.
Yeah, it was Dabney, but they had some construction going on and we couldn't get in, so
Yeah.
we're
She
shooting
called me
again
last
for Friday.
night. She was willing to do it, but I could just hear it in her voice. She really didn't want me to come down because they were having some construction work. Look, if you never bought a house here, I'm telling you, it's a process everybody goes through almost right away after buying a house. I'm not saying we warn you, but we advise you that this is what's going to happen. So whenever I do a brand new model in a brand new home, what I really would like to do is a before and an after, because people are always asking how many square feet would a four cushion couch sit in that room, would a this or a that, and I don't know. I'm not a decorator. So what I like to do is take a house, go through it when it's totally empty, brand new, and do a quick video, and then I'll hang on to it. And then they'll decorate it because everybody's going to. They're going to buy furniture. They're going to get the house painted, have the rugs tear, or the carpet tore out, whatever they're going to do. And when they get it basically done, it's never really done. Trust me on this. 10 years here at my house, we're still remodeling. It's never done.
Yeah. Well, you have to refresh things. I mean, you can't sit somewhere for 40 years and not do anything.
Listen to this. This is just an excuse to go out and buy more stuff.
No.
So then I go in and do an after, and then kind of put the two together the best that I can do. So she called me, and we set the date like 2 and 3 different times of what day we're going to go down there. And then on my Discord page, a bunch of the Patreon members are on Discord. They're saying, "Oh, I've been to Dabney. It's just so far out there." I'm thinking, how far out can it possibly be in a retirement community? And then the ladies that had rented homes here, came here for lifestyles, said that it was all about GPS. The GPS wanted to set them down the toll road. I'm thinking, what? The toll road? Is there an exit down there for Dabney? So another one told me, said, well, we went down Megason Road, took Megason all the way, and it took us about 45 minutes to get there. I'm thinking, 45 minutes in a car?
Yeah, this is a big place.
So I get a Google map out. I got the address and got Google out, and I got to look and check, and I think of Dabney. That's almost like in Leesburg.
Yeah. Oh, Jerry says hit the Enclave while you're down there. Yeah, if we get a chance, we will. Cause I kind of like to see that. And then
I don't know what that is.
It's another housing area, but it's the elite housing area, kind of like the
$1 million homes.
I believe that's what it is.
If there's construction in there now, the village is getting wise about these videos. They don't want us YouTubers in there. They want to keep them for their own YouTube channel. And they're putting up no trespassing signs. This is a construction site, no trespassing, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, I can't promise anything anymore.
And Kathy B in the 603 said, yesterday we looked at a couple houses in Moultrie Creek. Oh, they got them open? I didn't know. Says you can see a water treatment plant from the neighborhood. Well,
I wouldn't buy there.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, I ain't buying anywhere that's going to smell like shit.
But Moultrie Creek is supposed to be, I think that's where Judy's looking to buy her next one because it's close to Eastport. It's in the Eastport area.
Judy who?
Judy P.
She going to sell her house already?
No, she's going to buy another one.
Oh, that's right. She's going to buy a rental.
But she wanted one near Eastport, and I think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I did not know. Like I said, we've not been down there, Kathy, so did not know that you could see that. But you know, the villages have a way of disguising that stuff. I mean, you might be able to see it now. Doesn't mean you'll be able to see it later, because it's like Liberty Park. From Liberty Park, you don't see the treatment plant. It's there on the other side of the street, but you don't see it. They've got a dirt berm that goes up.
Bushes all around. It looks like a little bit of a mountain, a small mountain. And then there's a little sign there, and I mean a little sign, and it says truck entrance, which ought to send out red flags real quick. And
but yeah, they're really good at hiding that stuff.
Yeah,
so
people go by it every day. If you drive, is it Morse Boulevard or is it Buena Vista? Morse Boulevard, right?
Yeah.
Or is it Buena Vista?
I don't know.
I don't remember either. It's been so long. But I think it's Morse Boulevard. but I could be wrong. It could be Buena Vista. But if you go up there, you'll see the sign to the left saying something about Liberty Park, Sunshine Point, I think, and all that. And then on the right, look to the right, you'll see like a little bit of a mound of dirt and a little bitty sign saying truck entrance. And on top of that mound is bushes that goes all the way around. That's the water treatment plant. And we have a neighbor down here that had a house in Liberty Park. And he said twice a year they'd clean that out over there. And he said the odor over there got so bad in Liberty Park, he sold his house and moved over here.
And Rizzo says seeing's one thing, smelling is a different ballgame. Yes. Um,
Well, because you never know when they're going to clean it.
right.
And you walk
Right.
outside, it's like, oh, good.
Especially with the kind of heat that we get here. Can you imagine with the smell? Oh, Joy says Mount Trashmore. Yes. The furniture stores here have floor plans and can place the furniture you're looking at in the floor plan. Yeah, if you want to buy all new, that's a way to go because they do. We had, since Skip uses the one bedroom for his studio.
We could use a 4-bedroom house, really.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, but
One room
since
for
he did
guests.
that,
One room for guests that never come down here anyway. And then one room for painting and one room for my studio.
Yeah. Well, nice. I know that the furniture store does that if there's a particular piece because we wanted a hide-a-bed in that room at one time. We were going to keep it a guest room because when he first started doing this, it wasn't a big deal.
Here's what I think. Ouch! Will you stop it? There's
Opinion cookies
I'm
again.
gonna have
Aren't you?
that couch taken out because it's got that same flaky furniture problem and it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Where you at? Let go of that.
Come here, baby. He has the microphone. Come here, boo. Come here, honey.
Stop it.
Oh, Kathy B at 603 said didn't smell anything yesterday. Could depend on the way the wind was blowing.
No, it's only when they clean it out.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
only when
like
they
twice a
clean it.
year.
Yeah, it's only like twice a year when you notice that. And if that's not a big deal, twice a year, it nice that
And
doesn't
it
seem like
depends on which
much.
way the wind's blowing.
Yeah,
If it's blowing the other way, you'll never notice it.
yeah. But yeah, that's something to think about in the new areas. And I said, I think they're giving all these discounts because I don't know. I think they're having trouble selling like Denham and Dabney because they're so far out.
Maybe people wised up.
Well,
Just like the ones that bought them houses along the interstate and then start complained about it 6 months later. Dabney, parts of Dabney is pretty close to the interstate,
yeah.
according to Google.
Okay.
And if you don't want to hear highway noise, I'm telling you right now, don't buy next to a damn interstate and then complain about it 6 months from now that the developer should put up a sound barrier because once you buy that home, the developer's done. He ain't gonna help you do anything.
Yeah. So, Joshua, no, that's not a different dog, but he's growing. And when I took him to the vet yesterday, he's up to 4 pounds now. 4 pounds, 18 ounces, I think. So, and he's not eating, he's not eating a lot of crap. I mean, Skip's giving him cookies every once in a while. But other than that, he's not eating a lot of crap. He's eating chicken and carrots. Some of it's mixed with venison because I do grain-free. And I said he's doing very well with it. But he's really growing. And but that's what I said. The vet asked me because he's got such curly hair if he had a little poodle in him. And I said when we got him, it wasn't supposed to be all Shih Tzu, but he doesn't have papers, so it's hard telling.
That makes no difference.
No, it don't make no difference to me anyhow.
Well, it would be if it comes to the size of a dog. Some poodles are big.
Yeah. Overjoy says not many people are buying houses in this economy, waiting for inflated prices to come down, not just interest rates. No one wants to start out with a depreciating asset. That's true. And I worry about some of the people in between here and there that have bought houses because the housing prices just went wild. I mean, really wild. And because, we could got double for this one as what we paid for it. And in this amount of time, that's unreal. So I'm hoping, a lot of people don't get, what do they call it when you, I know they do it with cars, when you owe more than it's worth. I know they got a name for it, but anyhow, I'm hoping a lot of people don't get caught that way and have a house
when you're
that they can't.
upside down?
That's it, upside down.
Yeah, that ain't,
I'm doing this and I can't think of
that
the
ain't
name.
going to happen here. This is a retirement community, so financing home here is different than financing home, say, in La La Land in Indiana somewhere.
Right. Rizzo says, I heard the village would give you a golf cart with a new home purchase.
No,
Well,
that
they
was
did that at one
at
time.
one time. They don't do that now,
Yeah.
unless they got an area where they got some homes that are having a hard time selling. They start doing tricks like that.
Yeah. So,
Like
it's a
the house
possibility
across the
they've
street
changed.
from us, in order to finish this neighborhood out. How many homes were there in this neighborhood? Part of Hillsborough. There was like 6 homes that couldn't sell for
Yeah.
whatever reason, and so they gave them. I want to say,
One of them got palm trees.
no,
The other one down the
they put
circle.
wrote it on the windows, like 6% discount, 16% discount, something like that. And then shortly after that, there was like 1 or 2 left, and then it was not only a discount, but it was also a new golf cart. But now the golf carts they give you are standard. There's no upgrades to them.
Yeah.
So,
But at one time, that was a big deal. If you bought a new house, they would give you a golf cart.
yeah.
And it was a short-lived situation, but, and I said, we just missed it. It just quit when we bought our
Yeah.
house.
But also remember, when you talk about the bad economy and things like that, there's just a certain percentage of people that retire that come here to this particular retirement community. It isn't like the whole world's coming here. And so the people that do come here are coming here wherever they come from, like New York's Long Island is a place. California is another place where they make really good profits on their home.
Yeah.
And even though you might think they're having a hard time selling them, I can only say, according to the numbers that we see that are posted here every 3 months, that's not true. They're coming here and they're buying $1 million houses, paying cash for them, and they're selling them quicker than they can build them. And that's why if you go to Dabney right now, and I don't know anything about Dabney, I think you'll find out probably half the lots down there is already sold.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like this lady's new,
The economy problem is where you live. And I'm not putting that down because we lived in Indianapolis when things wasn't looking good. But we were lucky, I think. We got a really good real estate lady, and we sold our house really quick. But but here the economy's different, and if you come down here, get prepared for that because you're going to find out that grocery prices are higher, and the grocery stores will run out of shit all the time.
Yeah.
Whenever my iced tea's on stock, she'll buy 6 gallons at a time.
I got 7 this time.
Yeah, because they just, next time she goes to the store, they'll be totally out.
Yeah.
So even though grocery prices are high, they're selling everything faster than they can stock the shelves.
I'm a wrestler. So I heard they give you a coupon for a proctology exam if you buy a house in the village. You never know. Kathy B says we were looking at 1,300 square foot patio villas, 2 bed, 2 bath, for $260,000 to $270,000. Yeah, it's incredible the prices they get. But
what were they looking?
At patio villas, 2 bed, 2 bath, for $260,000 to $270,000.
And we sold ours up at Lake Sumter, which is, we were in a good location. Everybody will tell you that, but there's 1,000 good locations. We were in a very good location, and we sold ours for $189. We bought it for $130. And just a few years later, we sold it for $189. I thought we were doing good. Today, I heard that same patio villa. Somebody sent me an email about it, and it sold for like right at $300.
Yeah, and that's that's incredible.
Wish I'd hung on to it.
Yeah. Oh, BX says staff at Middle Creek High School, not true. I don't know what it is. It's not true, honey.
What's that?
Somebody that's in the staff at Middle Creek High School says not true.
What's not true?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, let us know what it is.
Well, she might be talking to somebody else up here on. They do that all the time. Like Jerry will be talking to wrestler, and I don't know what they're talking about.
Okay.
And so I just stay out of it.
Overjoy says, I'm a late boomer. Many of us got hurt bad in 2008 and do not have time to recover. Early boomers seem to be the only ones that survived well. Yeah,
were we early boomers?
I don't know. I don't know when it started.
Well, I retired in October of 2014.
Right.
We bought this house in October of 2000. That sounds weird, I know. And we sold a house, 2 houses, one was in here in 2014, and we sold a house in Indianapolis like in September or something of of 2014.
Right. Right.
That's weird because if I sold a house in September and retired in October, how does that work out? I had to live somewhere.
We had 30 days.
The timing must have been really critical.
It was really good.
Because sometimes I get lost in my own stuff. Yeah. I can't tell you how many houses we've sold, and I'll be talking, and she'll say, "Well, we got closing tomorrow." And I'm going, "Closing on what?" And I don't even remember.
Yeah, and overjoyed, what we did was after that, the bad thing that was going on in 2008 with housing, and I said, as soon as he made his money back, because it was also doing a job on the stock market. So as soon as he made his money back, he says, "I'm buying a house in the Villages."
Yeah, I did.
And he did.
And then we just rented it out for 4 months a year, January through April. And I said, I'm not renting it out anymore.
Yeah.
And even though we had a lot of emails, people wanting to rent it out for a week or 2 weeks, and I decided I'm not renting it out for a week or 2 weeks to anybody unless it's some friend. It's a month at a time, or I'm not doing it. And then when she decided she wanted to come down all the time, so summers were out. We just didn't even worry about summers at all. October was a good month to come down here. Anybody will tell you that. October is a good month to come down here. And we always have people wanting to rent it. And we only let one guy rent it for 2 weeks in October, and that was Petey, only because he begged. And he was just a nice guy, so we let him have it for 2 weeks in October.
Yeah.
And then it seemed to me there was a state cop from somewhere. He wanted it for like the week before Thanksgiving or the week after Thanksgiving or something.
And he actually moved down here when we retired.
Yeah, and I rented it to him for a couple of years. I didn't really want to, but I did because he's a cop, and I'm sympathetic to cops. And shortly after he done that, he sent me an email one day, said that he bought a house. So he's down here, and I haven't heard from him since. And that's the problem with YouTube. Seriously, this is the problem with YouTube. We don't see you face to face all the time. Well, this way, I suppose. But we talk to you guys all the time. And sometimes we feel like you're our neighbor. I mean, we talk to you all the time. And then you buy a house. And then we don't hear from you anymore. You just disappear.
Yeah.
And we're always wondering, I wonder whatever happened to so-and-so. We don't see him anymore. I wonder.
I don't wonder. I know. They've got things to do. You know, they've got things to do besides sit and listen to us. So, Overjoyed says, with the buildings surrounding the Villages, I wonder what they would do about health care. And I, it's still growing. I seen on the news the other day, the only county in Florida that doesn't have a hospital is Sumter County. That kind of blew my mind.
Oh.
Did not know that.
A hospital actually in Sumter County.
Yeah. Sumter is the only one in Florida. That's what he said, anyhow. So, because the one the Village Hospital is in, is it Marion or Lake County? Because we're 3 counties big here.
Yeah.
So it's either in Marion or Lake County, but Sumter.
But they're going to build one, though, right, down here?
And,
or they were talking about it.
Yeah, they were talking about it. As far as I know, it's still on hold. I would love to find out whether they are or not, but that would, I think that would help them sell, because people worry about that. Greetings from on top of the world. Hey, Leslie. We still haven't got up there yet.
Where did Buddy disappear to?
I don't know.
I don't trust him.
River? Checking the laundry room. We're constantly looking for Buddy. When you can't see him, you better look for him because he's into something. But a lot of times he goes in the laundry room and goes in the closet because it's dark and he goes to sleep.
In the laundry room.
Okay. Well, all the places we've got for him to sleep, and he'll go in there because it's dark in there. Vicki Carney says, hi, Skip and Sue. And baby boomer years were 1946 to 1964. Okay. So we were on the front end, basically. We were in the 50s. So if they started in 1946.
I didn't really think about early boomers, late boomers, or anything. I'm more of a financial mind, I guess, about things when I look at them. And I'm a reactor, and I don't mean like a nuclear reactor. I just react. Somebody will do something or say something, and I'll react without thinking.
Yeah.
That's just the way I've always been. And when the stock market came back to where it was and 10% above, We were at Starbucks, and I told her right then, I said, I'm selling everything, and I'm going to buy a house. I just made up my mind that's what I was going to do. And just luck have it, as I'm driving the truck like 2 days later on my job, this thing popped up on my phone. And it was just exactly what I thought we should do. And so when I called my real estate guy, I think I've said this story before, that he called me back and he says, do you have a listing number for that house? He said, because I can't find it on the computer. It was listed by the village's real estate company. And I gave him the number that was on my phone, and he put it in there, and he says, yeah, there it is. He said, we haven't even listed that house yet. He said, how did you get this number? I said, I don't know. It just came up on my phone. So I don't know where it come from. And he don't know where it come from. And I said, I'm going to put in an offer on that house. He said, well, how much do you want to pay? And I said, full cash. I'll pay full price, cash. And so he put it in. Apparently the people that were there were in assisted living somewhere. He had to go over there and get them to sign off on it. They did. He called me back and said, okay, now I need you to send us some money. You went to the bank and talked to our buddy, Steve, I think his name was, at the bank, and they wired the cash down here to the village's bank. And he sent me an email later that afternoon saying we received it. And he said, closing will be such and such. I said, well, I'm not going to be there. This is the first time we bought a house on the internet. And don't think we did it without being nervous. We were nervous as hell. I just said, according to my bank account, here I had this money. The next day, gone. I don't know where it went. It just went into internet world. Now, that's how my mind works. It just went there. I was nervous. And then when he said that they received it, I thought, okay, that's done. And then when it came to closing, I called him. I said, what do I do here? I don't know what I'm doing. He said, make sure your printer is available right there, and make sure you're full of ink. And he told me what we were going to need to do. And so we just followed his directions, and we sat in the kitchen at the bar with coffee, a pot of coffee. And they sent us stuff. We printed it off, and everything was highlighted just right. And we, sign, initial, did a copy, sent it back. And then the next day they sent us a package from FedEx. He told us a package was coming overnight. And maybe that's where we got the highlighted stuff, was a package from FedEx. Sign, initial. Put it back in a FedEx package. And then the next day they picked it up and overnighted it back to him. And today, I don't know if they still do that or not. But anyway, then he called me up and said, congratulations, you now own a house. He said, first thing you need to do is get somebody to mow your grass. And that's why I tell everybody else. I didn't know. I never even thought that far ahead.
Wrestler says, it is official. I have retired. Maybe next year before my YouTube announcement comes out, I am that far behind. I understand, Wrestler.
I'm always behind, Wrestler.
Yeah. Kathy B says, if you buy a home close to Eastport, you will also be able to travel by golf cart to the Middleton downtown.
Here was my suggestion on buying anything down there. If you're going to buy like rental property, investment property, is buy whatever you can buy when they become available, closest to the town square as you possibly can get it, that you can afford, because those homes in history, like Sumter, we saw it happen. Spanish Springs, I saw it happen. Brownwood, I saw it happen. You get as close to the square as you can, because those houses will appreciate in value faster than any other house in the whole area.
Yeah.
I don't care if they got a house straight across the street from the big recreation center. Those are nice and those are good, but the ones close to the squares will increase in value and will be the easiest to rent out and will bring the top dollar for rental prices than anything in that whole area.
Yeah, but if you think about, like she said, if you buy close to Eastport, you'll also be able to travel to downtown Middleton. So you'll have two towns, because the downtown Middleton is going to have a lot of stuff in it too. So you have two towns there in that area. So that's kind of good.
Especially if you got grandkids living in Middleton.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Brian Barreau says, we purchased last fall and plan on moving down this coming July. We can't wait, moving from the Cincinnati area. Well, I hear you. I said, we come from around Indianapolis. And I said, every time we go up there, I love to visit, but I can't wait to come back here.
I can't believe how busy Cincinnati area is starting to get too. Last trip I made through Cincinnati, the traffic going through there was just horrid. I know the timing of early morning and afternoon traffic, but I used to go to Cincinnati like almost every day. That was my regular route sometimes. Indianapolis to Columbus, Ohio. Columbus would give me two trailers, one Indy, one Cincy. I had to come down to Cincinnati, drop that one trailer, pick up another Indianapolis trailer, and then go back to Indianapolis. That was a triangle that I did like every night.
Yeah.
So I seen what the traffic was up there then, and when we took the kids to Kings Island, we thought it was busy then, but it wasn't nothing like it is today.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, it's like that anyway. Ann Preston says, hello, Skip and Sue. I'm coming for a lifestyle visit in April and taking the shuttle from the airport. Do you know if there are transportation services in the villages to get me to the car rental place? There's cab services here.
Uber.
And Uber and Lyft. And I said, I don't know exactly the names of all. I know there's Kim's Cab. And I said, there's a regular cab service. I don't remember the name of it, but you could probably find them, by going online. You probably pull them up on Google. But yeah, there is cab services here.
Where are you staying at?
Yeah, if they take you to Lake Sumter.
Where's she staying at?
It doesn't say.
Oh, I was going to say, if you stay very close to me, if we're not doing anything, call me. We'll just pick you up, take you up there.
Yeah, and then if perchance you go to Lake Sumter, because I don't know, what transportation you're taking.
Wait a minute. Don't that one car service bring the car to your house?
Like I said, they've changed a lot since they, Workman signed over to Groom.
The car rental company. I'm not talking about that.
Enterprise, but I've tried that before, and a lot of times they don't have enough people in the office to send somebody with a car. A lot of times, Enterprise, they always say, we'll pick you up. But if they don't have enough people in the office, they can't. But that's something I'd try first. I would see if they would bring you the car wherever you're staying. But if not, like I said, there are cab companies here and Uber. But the shuttle services themselves, they don't anymore. Brian Burrow says, I really enjoy your news program. He works hard on that news. He does. Yeah,
it's a lot to it.
Yeah,
there's a lot to it. And ain't nothing worse, and it happened this week, that I'll be reading the news. You guys know I'm not a news reporter. So get that out of your head right away. Those of you that keep sending me these emails about stuff, I don't get in the car with my camera crew and run to an accident and do a lot of filming. I do not do that, and I'm not going to do that. I read the news that somebody else is doing, thevillagesnews.com. I use it to advertise for them, actually, to help them out. And I just take some of the highlights of the news of the day and the pictures and put them up, because I got emails from people saying that they're blind, basically. But they don't say blind. What's the word they use now for blind? I'm visually impaired or something like that. And so they can't see to read it. I wanted to know if there was a way of, is there a podcast or something of the news? Oh, God, that kind of tasted nasty.
Well, in your video, you're talking, so they shouldn't need another podcast.
That's why I started it. Yeah. I didn't do the news up to that point, except just talk about some things, and I got to thinking about it. So, because I'm always looking for something new to do that somebody else isn't doing. And when they did that or asked me about that, I was just thinking, I said, maybe I should do the news. And that way they can just listen to it. And so that's how I started doing it.
Yeah. I'm always looking for something new. Something new to do, because otherwise, there's a lot of people that does videos down here now. The newer, everybody south of 44, the younger people, they're a little bit more computer savvy than we are. And they do a lot of videos and stuff. And I say it's all information. That's what it's about. It's all information. But I think his news is kind of a eye-opener, because the Happy Paper doesn't put that stuff in there. And of course, you can get it online. But it's kind of nice to know that you get the ins and outs, the good and the bad. And I said that news does it for you.
Well, what I talk about goes back to a saying that I used to say all the time. Every now and then I talk about something like, I don't know, two guys went downtown to Brownwood. I can't remember the guy's name. Remember? And that woman, he picked that older woman up. She was drunk. He's going down a golf cart path. She falls out of the golf cart, bangs her head. He drug her over to the bushes and threw her in and left her there.
Yeah.
And then I go, is this what you expected in a retirement community?
Yeah.
There's a point for all that.
Oh, yeah. And Brian, yeah, congratulations on your new home. You'll like it here. Overjoyed said it'd be great if they had some kind of shuttle service to shopping and healthcare.
1,300 square feet. That seems kind of small for a patio, isn't it? Or no?
No,
How big was ours?
11.
Oh, really? I thought it was 1,600.
Yeah, that was with the
No,
line.
this place is over 1,600.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm at 1,300, so that's a little bit bigger then.
Yeah.
What model is that? I wonder if it's like that one we looked at, that Moonstone or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I don't know.
I liked it.
Well, I don't know if that was any bigger. I liked the way it was designed.
That's what I mean. I wonder if there was more square footage in that design.
Yeah.
But they had kitchen cabinets out the wazoo, which you don't need any of that anyway, really. Women just think you do.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get rid of the garage and see how that works.
I did. I don't have a golf cart garage.
You got a garage. You got a 2-car garage, an extended 2-car garage.
I can't get in it.
Well, that's not my fault. And they do have some shuttle service here, Overjoyed. They've got a city bus, and I'm not sure how it works. I did have the schedule. I don't have
That's
it here
Sumter
with me.
County.
Yeah, it's for Sumter County.
I did a video on it.
Okay, and I had a schedule for it, and I said if you need to go doctor's offices and stuff like that, it's like a live stream bus. I said you have to schedule ahead of time, but they will take you to those kind of places. I don't know if they do shopping. I don't think they do shopping, but they might. So that's something to check on.
Oh. What?
Oh, Joseph Smith says, greetings from Southwest Ohio. We're getting a little break from winter. It's nearing 60 and sunny today. Missed you guys last week, but caught up with you today. Yeah, I hear it's great weather up there. You know, this is we hurried back when we went out and got Buddy. We hurried back because we wanted to
miss that ice storm.
Yeah, and so right after, having the 40, 50, and 60-degree weather up there, I said, this time of year, that's unheard of. I mean, it really, that's wonderful for you. But like I said, it's just February, and I always wondered about, in February they have the regionals, and all the ball games are wrapping up, and we always got hit with a bad snowstorm in Indiana about that time.
Every year.
So, so I would just wait for the next shoe to fall. I'm glad you're having good weather right now.
I got an email from, oh God, I can't remember their name. The one's from Oklahoma. We met him up here.
Maines. TR Maines.
What's her name?
TR Maines. Robin and Tim.
Robin.
Mm-hmm.
She sent me an email the other day for some reason. She says today in Oklahoma it was 73. I said, oh my God, I said, enjoy it.
Yeah, because it wasn't 73 here.
Yeah.
At that time.
So it was 73 in Oklahoma in January.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it.
But this has been a weird year for weather. So Wrestler says, now that I have the time, I will be trying to catch up on my videos starting this weekend. I will be putting up a video once per week, should be completely caught up by 2050.
We'll put them up more than once a week. Yeah. I do that sometimes. Like on my RV channel, it's a very small channel, so I don't put a lot on there until it gets bigger, and then I'm going to really work hard on it. But I put one up like on Tuesday. That's it. But if we go like to Rockport, let's say, and I end up with a ton of videos to do, I'll put up 2 or 3 a week, to get them manageable.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Laura from Melbourne Beach sent us a super chat.
Who?
Laura from Melbourne Beach.
Laura from who?
Melbourne Beach.
I see where it says, hi, Skipper Sue. Oh, I see Laura. Oh, Paradise Point. That's their YouTube name.
Yes.
Thanks, Paradise Point.
Thank you, Laura. We appreciate it.
Whenever you guys send a super chat like that, if you got a special question or suggestion or whatever, put them in there. That's what you're paying for. Yeah. Put them in there. We'll take it up.
And Welter says we're probably going to receive snow in March during tournament time with the high schools, basketball, hockey, etc. Yeah, and I said every year it seemed like in Indiana that was your kind of the last big hurrah for bad weather. And I said I always looked for it, even if we had. I remember one January where we had a couple of 80-degree days, and I was flipping out. I was so happy. But then February came and the attorneys started and we got whooped. So yeah. And she says, welcome. Hey, Laura says, hi from Chicago, joining late. All the snow is gone except for piles in the parking lot. Well, good. Let's hope this is the last of it. I doubt it, but let's hope this is the last of it. You're still going to get some cold because it doesn't get really good up there until about Mother's Day. But
Kathy B says they looked at an emerald and a topaz model. I don't know what models those are.
well, there's,
Are they patio villa models?
I think, yeah.
Because you know, I don't. So that's why I could do the videos on the new models because I don't know what they are either.
Yeah. And I said, at the time we had ours, I think they only had the two models. We had a
Well,
colony.
she says she also looked at a moonstone. I like the moonstone,
Yeah,
but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, and I said it was just the kitchen part of it. I didn't like the idea of the lanai being on the side like it was.
I don't know if they're all that way though.
But like I said, with the kitchen the way it was, I love that kitchen. It was more cabinets than what I've got here. And,
Overjoyed says storage is king.
yes.
That is exactly true. You'll never have enough storage in any of these houses in the villages. I'm telling you right now. They just don't take that into consideration. This is a retirement community, and things here are set up for old people that's supposed to do nothing but go out and eat dinner, play golf in the morning, play cribbage at night, and go to bed by 9 o'clock and get up at 5 o'clock in the morning for your morning walk. That's how things are set up.
John Keller's heading out to the golf course. He's going to Churchill.
See?
Hit him high.
No, you don't hit them high. You hit them long.
Okay, hit
You
him
don't
long.
play golf.
I don't play golf.
Hit them straight. That's the key.
Yeah. Okay. He says in golf cart now. And Marvin E. Hicks is from Pensacola. Says hi from Pensacola. Well, hi, Marvin. How's it up there? And I said, I know you're probably not quite as warm as we are here, which I'm not sure what it is here yet.
Pensacola, it's a northern area, and it gets a little cooler up there, and that's what makes it more attractive, especially to summertime vacationers.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get the intense heat that you do in the southern.
Oh yeah, I have some
Florida.
Nieces that they love going to Pensacola, and because of all the stuff that's there, it's not just the beach, but they've got a lot of shopping and that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And nice, so they love that area up there.
We've been up there a couple of times with our motorhome to get things worked on.
Yeah, but we really didn't get a chance to see the area that much.
You and Linda did that once. You went roaming around. I don't know what they all did.
Yeah, we went down to see where the beach was, and I think we went to a coffee shop there, and then of course we went to dinner later. But other than that, we really didn't get to see the area that much. But it looked really, really nice. It looked really, really crowded.
No, you guys were up in the wintertime. There was the video that Linda sent me. There was nobody on the beach. Nobody.
Well, no, because it was after the summertime. But we still had a hard time finding a parking place.
There always is because of beach access. So this is what I got against Florida and what they're doing. They sell every inch of land along any beach, almost anywhere in the state of Florida, to condos and who knows who else. But the law says they got to give you beach access. But what they don't tell you is they don't have to make that beach access really accessible. They give you a parking lot for 5 cars, and then there's a little path this wide going between hotels to get you to the public beach. And then in some areas, you don't even have total beach access. It'll say, this is a private beach for that hotel right there. You can't be on it.
Yeah.
And I just think it's all crap.
Barbara Ebner says, I'm looking for new and previously owned patio villas below 44. We know that might be hard to do, but I think you could probably find some maybe in the Finney area. Like I said, before you get too far down, there probably is some. But for used down there, like I said, that's,
Leslie says Ocala's blowing up with construction. 200, that's the main road there. I think the hospital's on it, and I think on top of the world is off of 200. All that 200 is kind of a main road there.
Yeah, so they're doing the same thing up there that they're doing here. They're going all the way around on top of the world and building.
She says that 200 is getting as bad as 441 and 27. I find that hard to believe, but I'll take her word for it.
Yeah, because like I said, they're doing the same thing up there they're doing here. Is all these places are wanting to build around them because they've got a downtown area with entertainment. But yeah, and they're putting in, I like that hospital up there, I really did.
Florida is just, when it comes to new construction, and we're probably not the only ones, but I just know Florida, no matter where you go, we're just busting with construction, just everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's good and bad, depending on how you look at it. I just try to post it, so people can see what's going on. But the construction leads to a lot of problems, but construction leads to a lot of good stuff, like, jobs. And the more people that live here, the more shopping, the more restaurants, the more everything that you really want in life, but you don't want it in your backyard either. So,
Right.
but that's what was true in Indianapolis. It was true in Brownsburg. We moved to Brownsburg. It was just a little farming community. Farmers, they had 2 gas stations in town. And the farmers there sometimes would drive their tractor to the gas pump. I mean, yeah, it's just typical farm life. And then when we left, the town was nothing like it was when we moved in. Indianapolis Colts discovered it, and they started buying up farms, building $1 million houses. Tom, I don't want to say Tom and Jerry, but that's, what was it called? Tom and the early morning guys.
Bob and Tom.
Bob and Tom, they spent and the guy that did the lottery,
Mark Patrick.
Mark Patrick, got together, formed a company, and they bought hundreds of acres, and they were selling the lots to Indianapolis Pacers. We saw a couple of those homes that they built with a full basketball court in the basement. I mean, this is the kind of homes they're building there. So the last time we went to Brownsburg was a couple of years ago, and stayed at a friend's house, and she took us around Brownsburg, showing us some of the construction. I swear to you, other than my old barber shop, I didn't even recognize the town anymore.
It's changed a lot. And it was it last week, somebody from Speedway, he told us that Brownsburg had changed a lot. And yeah, it had from the last time
Well,
they were there.
Speedway.
Yeah.
Donnie took us out to dinner to this new restaurant that race car, lady
Sarah
race car.
Fisher.
Who? Sarah Fisher built. We had dinner there inside, and had like a go-kart racetrack inside and all that.
Yeah.
And when I seen that, as we drove through Speedway to get there, I'm looking at Speedway going, oh my God.
Yeah, because it was a rat hole. I mean, and I couldn't figure, they get so many people, and during race time, the month of May is big around there. So, but they got so many people, and I couldn't figure why the town looks so bad. But somebody got the idea, and they finally fixed it up, and it was looking really, really nice. So I don't know what, it's been a long time since we've been there, but I'm.
There's an old saying that says you can never go back, and I believe that's true. You can go back, but it's not what you think.
Yeah.
You might want to drive through your old neighborhood. Things there may not have changed all that much, but we did. We drove by our old house just for the heck of it, and the guy that bought our house, which I don't remember who he is, but I think he was like Air Force.
Yeah, they were getting out of the service, but I don't remember what.
Yeah, and he had the decking that went around it, big part of the decking, and I got to see what he's doing. He had it all tore up, and where the mailbox was at, we had railroad ties around the mailbox, a great big flower bedding area. He tore all that out and put stackable brick in. I understand all that.
Well, good, but that's the renewing part.
Yeah, but things that change, they always change.
Oh, and Barbara, south of 44 is one thing, but yeah, Kathy's right. In this area here, we're in Hillsboro, Fernandina, Collier, Pinellas. Those are all nice areas too. I don't know why there's a particular reason why you want to go south of 44, but all these areas here that's right next to Brownwood, these are very, very nice areas. And we've got patio villas here also. No.
Yeah, just down the road. Matter of fact, one of our subscribers bought a patio villa over here, and they invited us over one day he was having kind of like a driveway party with his neighbors, and he invited us over because I guess most of his neighbors watch our channel.
Uh-huh.
Bakia Villas over here.
Bakia.
Whatever. So we went over there.
I do it to him too.
Yeah, we went over there and had a couple of drinks with them, and I think we done a video with them. We talked to them what they thought about they got a ton of landscaping done when we were there, and I think the Village's Palms done their landscaping. And the reason why they went with the Village's Palms was they liked the idea that the Village's Palms takes a computerized view of your property lines, and it's all like right there. And I saw the printouts that they did. And then they show different landscapings that they can do on that property for a price. And then they give you all these different ideas, and then you pick one, or if you want to change something. Well, I like this, but I don't want this tree here. They can take that tree out. So before they actually come out to your house and start digging, they have a plan that you've approved, and they know exactly what they're going to do and where it's going to go.
Yeah, a
And
picture.
yeah, and I like that idea too.
Yeah.
What does it cost? I don't know.
Yeah,
None
because
of my
it's hard to visualize for us what this is going to look like, you know. So if they can do a picture of it to actually show you, that works really well.
Yeah.
Gina D'Angelo says, thank you for all the information. Looking to move there in May. Want to rent for a year or so. Concerned about the health care and weather during the summer.
Keep an eye on Judy P. She's wanting to buy a rental house, and she's looking for full-time renters when she does. She then says she don't want part-time renters. So if she gets one, jump all over because she'll be a good landlady to have.
The healthcare here is precarious at times, but they're getting better. I keep seeing more and more stuff about the things that since UF has bought the healthcare system here. I keep seeing better things about it because it got down to a 1, which is you don't want to have a 1. And then the doctor situation, we've got a lot of doctors. Some of them are in the village's health system, some of them aren't. So you don't have to be in it. The village's health system is the Advantage plan. So if you don't want the Advantage plan, I don't have the Advantage plan. So you don't have to. You can go with a regular supplement or Medigap policy or what have you, because there are doctors around here. They keep, the more people we get here, the more doctors they need. So,
but they're not getting them.
Well,
Listen,
Florida in general doesn't have
baby
enough.
boomers. The doctors you've been going to for years, they're a baby boomer.
Yeah, they're retiring.
They're retiring.
Yeah.
And there's nobody coming in to take their place.
Yeah.
And when doctors get in more and more demand, all of a sudden they don't need to come to Florida. They're looking for that big paycheck. And so if a big hospital, say in Baltimore, is offering them $1 million a year, but the villages can only pay them $500,000 a year, they're going to go to Baltimore. And that's what's happening. And here, doctors are becoming, I'm on my 3rd doctor in 9 years here in the village's health system. And the one I got is here temporary. She told me that. She's here on loan from the Orlando hospital. And I think she said she signed a 1 or maybe a 2-year contract. She comes up here 2 days a month. That's it. And the rest of the time, my doctor is, what's her name?
Is the nurse practitioner.
What's her name?
The doctor?
The nurse practitioner. One I like.
I just know her first name. Donna.
Donna. Yeah, Donna. She's a nurse practitioner. Hell, she ought to be a doctor because she's the one who takes care of me most of the time. And when I do see the doctor, truth of it is, I don't think she does anything she should do, but there's nothing I can do about it. Went in for my yearly physical. Here's what I got. A lot of questions from a lot of other people asking me things like, do you feel suicidal? I'm there for a physical, and they're asking me all the, what I consider to be, for me anyway, stupid questions.
Yeah.
Do you feel fatigued? Do you have any kind of depression? And they write all this stuff down and say, okay, the doctor will be here in a minute, and they walk out and leave. And then somebody else comes in, and they do your blood pressure, all this kind of stuff, then they leave. Then the doctor comes in with her little notebook. How are we doing today? Well, I don't know. You got the stuff right there. You should know. I don't know. I just get frustrated with the whole system.
Yeah. Well, and as far as the weather, I'm glad you're going to rent because the weather in the summertime, the heat is excruciating, but you get used to it. You really do, and you learn what to do outside and what not to do outside, and when everything's timing. You know, when to go to lunch and when to go play golf.
In the wintertime?
In the summer.
Summertime's not that bad. Well, it's getting worse, but it's not that bad compared to winter.
Well, like I say, it gets very, very hot here, and if you're not used to that.
I'm talking about timing.
Yeah.
Going to a restaurant and I have to sit for an hour and wait for a table.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Who would have thought in our lifetime we would have to wait in line to eat?
But yeah, if you're going to rent for a year, that's good because you'll have the ins and outs by then, and you'll know what area you may like better than others. And so, yeah, that's a good thing to do. So she's coming in May.
Frank Lowe hit it nail on the head. Where did I see it at? Frank Lowe. Where you at, Frank? Let me back up. I don't see anything. I know he said it because I read it. Anyway, Frank said when you're buying a house, I was talking about interstate noise, maybe down at Dabney. If you know there's an interstate there, go outside, stand there and listen. And Sue suggested go early in the morning or go at 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon during the early morning and late afternoon rush. That's the most noise you'll hear. Is go out there, listen. If you don't like it, don't buy. It ain't worth it. Just don't buy. Move on. Frank says also about buying a house too close to a pickleball court. And we've mentioned this. You
If
go
that's something
listen.
that you're have a problem with, that
Yeah, that noise, it's all day because especially in the wintertime, these pickleball people, they take their game serious. They'll start at, I don't even know what time, 7 in the morning,
yeah.
and they don't quit until dusk. And it's all day. And you're not talking one court. You go to a pickleball court, there could be 6 or 8 different pickleball courts. And so this noise is like continuous.
Yeah. Leslie says the problem is they're putting in apartments. The stores can't handle the volume of people now, and that's and on top of the world.
Well, we're having that problem here.
Yeah, yeah, that's the problem we have here. Is just the restaurants, and we've got lots of them. I mean, we've got like 130 some restaurants, but like it's just the volume of people. You know, I don't know how many new ones we've got in the southern end now, because they're selling like hotcakes down there. So I don't know how many, but like with what was already here, especially in this time of year, you know, in the summertime it's not too bad yet, but it's getting worse. But in the summertime, a lot of people go home. They're snowbirds; they go home. But like I said, this time of year, it's end-to-end traffic everywhere in Florida, not just here, everywhere in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's the whole state. It's not just here.
yeah,
And we're not putting any of that down because the state of Florida, that's how it's come we don't have to pay um, income tax, state income tax, because they're making enough money on the winter people to come down and restaurants, and they charge extra taxes on all that too.
yeah,
But so that's great that they supplement the state in a lot of ways. But still, it's just something that if that kind of traffic bothers you, it's just something to think about. You may not want to be here, but I'm here to tell you that we went to Rockport several years ago, Rockport, Texas, and it's a coastal town, and I could see things happening there that reminded me of here in the early days. My cousin lives in Rockport, and last time I talked to him, we're going 2 years later. I talked to him maybe, well, he had a stroke, and so I was talking to him like a month ago on the phone, to see how things are going. And he said, boy, he said, you sure hit the nail on the head when you said about things around here getting ready to bust loose. So I said, really? He said, there's building everywhere. He said, I bet they're in construction of over 1,000 homes. They're building a big new shopping center. I said, well, let me tell you, when they talk about building a retirement community there, that's the time to look out because that's when things really will take off.
yeah. KM says I just drove through Nashville and Atlanta. Way more traffic in Nashville than Atlanta. Well, I don't know when you went through Atlanta, but like I said, we actually went around it this last time coming home because it was end-to-end traffic. But it was a Saturday, Saturday afternoon, and not a good time to go through Atlanta.
We haven't been to Nashville in several years now.
Yeah, it's been a while
I've been
since we've
taking
been to Nashville.
75 up to Cincinnati to 74 and cutting across 2 miles further. That's all it is, 2 miles. And I know that Nashville traffic can be kind of. And the other town that I try to avoid during certain hours is Knoxville.
Yeah.
Knoxville's getting nuts.
And Chattanooga.
And Chattanooga.
Yeah, Chattanooga, we run into a mess every time we get there. And I said, it didn't used to be that way.
No.
But like I said, there's just so many people out on the roads nowadays. It's a lot more than what it used to be. Of course, nothing stays the same. Progress, that kind of thing. But
I'm just always amazed how these college graduated idiots can't never think of something until after something. It's like here. They know they're going to build another 50,000 homes. That's already been approved. That was in the paper 2 weeks ago. That Wildwood commissioners approved a developer to build in Southern Oaks. Is that the name of it? Southern Oaks. 50,000 homes. They know this. And yet they're not getting the roads and things prepared around the villages to handle this traffic with the apartments. And they haven't said anything about condominiums yet. I'm waiting for that one.
yeah. David Williams says, thanks for all the work you do. Well, thank you, David. That's really nice. This is people don't think about it, but there is a lot of work involved in this. And the time is, we could be doing a lot of other things. Not that we do, but we could be. And I said, and it's kind of put a hold on a lot of our traveling. Actually, is being here to do this.
We've got people on this chat that have been following us now for 9 years.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, I've been doing this full time for almost 10 years now.
I mean, we keep trying to come up with new stuff because I know the old formats get old. You know, just like anything else, you want to hear something different. And I said, we keep trying. And I said, we come up with the news, that was a winner. People want to know what's going on that they don't print in the happy paper.
Not everybody.
And it's not that there's a lot of bad that goes on here.
I actually get emails constantly saying, why do you keep reporting this bad news? Do we really need to know this? I actually got an email that said that. Do we really need to know this?
And it's not that we haven't, I mean, we live here. We love it here. So there's nothing that, like I said, we think is bad here. But we think you should have both sides of things. We don't sell real estate. So, you know, we're not concerned about it turning some people off.
Yeah, I'm not making any money from any of this.
But like I said, we just think that it's nice that you know.
I do make a little bit of money from commercials that's on YouTube. But like this right here, you guys ever notice there's not a commercial during the live? You don't see any commercial for that. I'm not making a dime. Well, I did. I made $19 from somebody who sent me the super chat. I had an email, matter of fact, this morning. I'm trying to see if I can find it. I'm going to read you one of the emails that I get about the news. Jeez, gosh, I don't even know if I can find it. I remember the email. I may have deleted it.
And Barbara said, my bad, I thought Collier was south of 44. No, it's up here with the rest of us.
It's next door.
Yeah, it's right next door. Collier and Pinellas, and I said Bernardina, we're all right here next to Brownwood, basically. In nice area. I mean, we love it here, basically. I said south, they've got a lot to go for down south because they are, and they have ever since they started Spanish Springs. Every time they'd move to a different area, there was new things that people wanted, and they added them. That's the one nice thing about the family still running the franchise is they added the stuff that people wanted, and they have a big thing every year that's a talk with the developer. They have it once a year, and in that time they ask questions. I'm not sure how they do it because I've not been to one, but they ask questions of the people that live here about what they would like to see.
Here it is. From John WG1JH. Boy, these YouTube names are just nuts. It says, other than people dying, what news could there possibly be? I get comments like that on news all the time. Other than people dying, what news could there possibly be? This has to come from some young kid. He has no idea.
Okay. KM, the new puppy, went to take his nap. When it's his nap time, he just goes in the laundry room where it's dark and goes to sleep. And I said, he was running around here playing with his toys. But I said, he's
puppy. He has spurts of energy.
Yeah.
And then I said he's done.
and he wants to lay down, he's out. Let's see.
Here's another comment. Now this comment is kind of right and kind of wrong. It's from Maddie. It says golf carts ride like they have the right of way and they are to be first, and we have to watch out for them. As far as expansion in the area, the entire state is expanding, and because of our lifestyle, it will continue to grow. People want to be here just like we do. I am a native. Oh, native Florida, probably. I am a native. When she says native, I thought maybe she's an Indian. I didn't know. Says I am a native, and I have seen this happen for my entire life. I am moving out of the state. That's her choice. I mean, she was probably here when Florida was old Florida. We remember. As soon as you come down 75, I can remember in the semi-trucks, there was a certain area, once you got there, you started to smell oranges. And the whole area smelled like oranges everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And you get used to it after a while, and it disappears. We get on Highway 4, and we were heading over toward Orlando. And it was orange groves on each side of Highway 4, literally all the way to Orlando.
Oh, my goodness. Mark Ryan says, telling Laura that he bought some Barilla pasta yesterday and thought of her. She works for Barilla. Said the Ryan bought home.
Works for who?
Barilla pasta. Spaghetti.
I don't know Barilla.
Barilla. That's the name of the company, and that's who Laura works for.
Okay.
And he bought some and thought of her. It said they bought a home last weekend and said they close in March. He says, you are next. Well, congratulations, Mark.
What village did you buy in? I'm just always curious about that.
Yeah. Kevin says, go pickleball.
Yeah.
You're dying to get back to pickleball court, ain't you, Kevin?
Yeah, he's coming down. I talked to him the other day. I went on the Irish channel to harass him a little bit. I call him Daddy on his channel. And he sent me a thing there and called, and he was telling me about his retirement date. I think is set. So some companies deal with this company. I don't want to get into it, but anyway, his retirement date's set. I think he said his house is sold up there, and they're getting ready for the permanent move to their house down here.
Huh.
I think their house is rented till April 1st. He's moving in April 1st.
Ah, well, Kevin, you and Wrestler, just come on down.
Well, I told him, I said, when you get down there, I said, give me a call. We'll go out to dinner.
Yeah. I said, yeah, we can't wait, but if we have y'all down here, we may not have a channel.
He could do a pickleball channel.
Yeah.
There ain't nobody got one of them, I don't think.
Yeah. And then Laura has a good idea. Says Gina D'Angelo said, in the summer, carry an umbrella in your car or golf cart. Yes, because summer months here is our rainy season. It rains every day. Now, it may rain for 5 minutes, and the sun comes back out and you didn't know it rained. But it rains almost every day in the summertime. And
Your buddy William sent you another message.
Okay, and so yeah, carry your umbrella around with you. And
Says the Indians were here first because they had reservations.
William. Oh my goodness, he always makes me smile. Let's see. Okay, on Saturday morning went through Atlanta downtown. So much growing in Nashville, Atlanta has no more room. It gets too far from somewhere. Okay. And J.C. Comer says, Skip, my wife, granddaughter, dodged a tornado on Sunday and Monday near old NAS Cecil Field, about 4 miles from where we stayed.
Where?
Says north of NAS Cecil Field.
I don't know if that is.
There's about 4 miles from where we stayed. 100 homes had damage, 2 tornadoes touched down, no injuries or death.
What state?
I think it's here. I seen something on the news, and it was kind of an out of the way place.
Huh.
But
I never heard.
Yeah, didn't have a lot of
kind of weird
news
having
about
tornadoes in February.
Well, JC, where are you at, honey? Were you here in Florida? You said NAS Cecil Field. I don't know where that. We're not big sports guys, so we don't know much about that. Okay. Rizzo said last time we went through Atlanta, there was a traffic jam if you took the bypass, so we went through the city with no traffic.
That time we went up to Atlanta, there was a traffic jam everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't care where you went. It started slowing down 25 miles before we even got to Atlanta.
Yeah. Elizabeth Nook says, hi, first time here. Thank you both. Lots of great information. Lovely couple. Well, thank you. We think we're kind of weird, but that's okay.
Which one of us do you like better?
I don't know. Mary Jones said a while ago, tell your husband to quit interrupting you.
Oh, tell her to go watch something else.
It's just what we do. Paradise Point says people should absolutely know everything about that area before they purchase, and y'all do a great job of telling the truth. Well, we try, and we don't know everything because this is our little world here, and Skipper don't get out much since he can't get in the sun that much anymore. In what I do, I basically lunch. I have so many friends, and we go to lunch here, we go to lunch there, that kind of thing. Me and Judy P, and I got a friend down the street, Lou, and I do the ladies' lunch here for this neighborhood, and then we have a ladies' breakfast for this neighborhood. So basically, I go out and eat.
You guys don't do Cards Day anymore?
We do, but it's twice a month.
Oh.
And but that's what it said. I'm always doing something, but like I said, I've not been a lot to the new areas. I did go down to Middleton for a concert to the school down there. What a place. I mean, really, really beautiful. And everybody knows about the athletic field, about how wonderful that is. But the whole area down there is very, very nice. But other than that, we don't get to the new area that much. We are going to do a video in Dabney sometime in the next week or so from somebody that's just bought down there. So
It's a new model home.
yeah,
I like doing videos of new model homes. So
yeah,
as soon as she gets done, as of right now, the table says Friday. We're supposed to be able to go down Friday and do. It's a woman's thing. I swear to God, it is. Linda was the same way. Judy was the same way. Deb was even worse because whenever they get a new house and I want to go do a video of that house, here's how it goes. Well, I'm having an awful lot of work done right now, and the house is a mess. And I don't want you videoing my house when it's a mess. I said, people want to see that. They want to see, I want to show the reality of moving in. This is what you're going to be. We've all been there. Our first house, our living room furniture consisted of 2 lawn chairs and a TV sitting on the floor.
yeah.
That was our first house. Everybody goes through this.
And we was lucky we didn't have to have a blow up mattress. They said
And I do have one. I still got it.
They delivered our furniture in time, so we had a bed.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
matter of
everybody
fact, I
does
thought
this.
about just giving that mattress away. We're never going to use it.
Well, yeah.
So if somebody needed an air mattress, get a hold of me. I might give you the one I got in there. It's a big one. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
It's a queen size. It's big.
And yeah, congratulations on your home, Ryan. I know you'll love it. Ann Welder says, I always thought that the Spanish Springs area would be a nice place to live in. It's a beautiful area. It really, really is. And
they're doing some upgrades up there.
They are. They're doing a lot of upgrades here because they had their 30-year anniversary last week. And I said, so there's a lot of things that needs refurbished. And they're doing a lot there. They're changing, the movie theater is going to be the health club now. And they're putting in the outside bar on the other side of the theater, which that will be a big boon. I don't know yet who's going to go into Margarita Republic closed. And so I don't know who's going to go in there yet. And they opened a new Italian restaurant there called Bella Vita. It's another FMK restaurant. And I said, they've got the Coastal Del Mar there, and they know how to do things right as far as food
over
goes.
Across the street where Katie Bell's used to be, they're getting ready to rent those apartments out. They're ready. They're waiting for some kind of a Lake County permit for occupancy.
Yeah.
Which I guess you got to do that here. And then over there where the movie theater is, they should be in there working, putting in that new stuff, exercise center.
Yeah.
And maybe a little restaurant or something in there.
I think it's going to be a juice bar or something like that.
Yeah. So the movie theater up there is never coming back. It's gone.
Right. But movie theaters nowadays are not doing the business that they used to do. No. So, I can't blame them. They wouldn't run one if they couldn't make money. That's the idea. We've got one in Lake Sumter, and it's got new owners now. But the way that they're advertising isn't very enticing for anybody to come to the movies. So a lot of people are going down to Leesburg, to the mall down there, and they've got a big theater in that mall down there, and a lot of people like that one down there. So,
I like movie theaters. I like going to them, basically because they have the best popcorn.
Yeah,
They do.
Yeah.
They got the best popcorn.
We used to go in and get the popcorn, and when we go out to the square, because they always had the best popcorn.
Get a bucket of popcorn and go to the square.
Yeah. Paradise Point says Buddy is adorable. He is adorable. And I said, he's getting bigger. And I said, he's learning to do new stuff all the time. And I said, just trying to get dressed in the morning is a trial because he wants to chew everything. So like I said, I'm trying to get my shoes on, and he's got the string pulling. And like I said, I laugh, and then I get mad. But it's just one of those things. He's still a puppy. He's going to be for a while. I asked the vet yesterday, when do they get out of that chewing stage? Because I actually seen him chewing on a corner of my bar the other day, and I thought, oh my God, this is not good. That's not something I can just fix right away. So I was really worried about that. And she said, well, 6 months or a year anyhow. So, as long as
that's why you should always have his chewy stuff laying around. I don't care about his dietary needs, like the chewy sticks, the chicken, or whatever. Make sure there's 2 or 3 of them laying around.
Yes.
I'd rather have you chewing on that and get fat than to chew my house up or a cord. That's why I don't want him in my studio at all. That door should be shut every night, and he should never be in there.
Yeah. Overjoyed says, I remember when it was mostly cow pastures and one bank for 3 cities in Broward County. Yeah, that's the way it was here.
This is all pasture ground all through here.
Yeah, and they used to have the buffalo. You can go visit the buffaloes, and but times change. and people change, and we're not the only ones that wanted to come to Florida.
No.
No, everybody wants to get out of that harsh weather, especially when you get to a certain age. I fell and busted my head open on the ice and knew right then I'm leaving here. I'm going to Florida because I just didn't want to take those chances anymore. And so, a lot of people are like me. That's when you get to a certain age, you just know that you can't handle that weather anymore.
These girls are talking all over my head. Barbara Ebner is asking Laura, why did Barilla stop making pastina? And then Laura's answering Barbara, check on, maybe she means line. It says LIE. Check online.
Okay.
What's pastina? A pasta kind of
Yeah.
thing? I like that pasta, whatever it's called. It's a bigger noodle. It's about half as long as your finger. It's usually cut at an angle on both ends. I'm just describing it. But in the pasta is like stuff, like a pinkish kind of sauce. Some cheese is usually in there, mixed in with a little bit of some kind of meat, and you get like a whole bowl of that stuff. I like that stuff a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from New York and lived here 45 years. I can't do frigid weather anymore. My blood thins. Yeah. Well, you're in an area of New York that I don't know what area it is, but there's a lot of people I know that came down here from, I know
New Jersey, New
Long
York,
Island.
Long Island, yeah.
Long Island, where the average 3-bedroom house up there is $500,000 or more.
Yeah.
And they're selling them up there, and they're coming down here and buying a 3-bedroom house with a brand new house for, well, at the time, I don't know about today, but at the time we came down here for $350,000, and they're putting a couple $100,000 in the bank, and they're coming out like kings. We weren't that way, but
Yeah.
a lot of them are.
Kevin says, Skip, we're having our house inspected today. Should be the final hurdle.
Cool.
Yeah.
I know they already had it sold. And as far as inspection goes, usually those aren't that bad. You know what's wrong with your house and what's not wrong with it.
Yeah.
We did our house inspection before we sold the house. I knew a couple of things that I wanted to really do for myself because I didn't think I was going to sell it that quick. And probably one of the worst things that I did that the new owners is going to really appreciate is when we had them triple pane windows put in.
Oh, yeah.
That was a big high dollar bill back then, but I did it for me. And then things happened the way they happened. We ended up selling the house, and they got them.
Yeah. Let's see. Kathy B. at 603 said that the path near Spanish Springs seems so narrow compared to the more southern areas. Yeah, and that's one of the things they kind of took care of as they went farther south. They changed things. They
How
put
come
in.
I can't never find that? That's what you're reading.
I have no idea. But they actually, well, it hadn't been too long ago where they actually widened those cart paths, believe it or not, because they were much smaller. But I know up in the Lopez area, I think along in there, I think they widened those paths. The ones over in the historic area, they widened those paths. But like as they go farther south, they learn things that benefit the people, and they actually implement them, which is wonderful. They don't have any walking paths here. When you get south of 44, they have walking paths, which is wonderful because I don't get on the path anymore because I worry about getting run over by golf carts.
And you will.
Yeah, and it's very possible, especially early in the morning because, people going to work, they're in a hurry, not paying attention.
Tea times.
Yeah, tea times. So, yeah, but that's one of the things that they did change is they started making those golf cart paths a lot bigger than what these were.
Before the sun comes up, that's what I told her. From now on, she's not walking until the sun starts to come up. No more in the dark stuff. You can't put on enough flashing lights on your body to be seen if you're going to walk on a golf cart path early in the morning.
Yeah, and I look like a Christmas tree.
I've seen them with, I don't know what you call them, Christmas lights. You put them around your neck.
Yeah.
They got lights down their jacket. They got stuff on their hat flashing. I mean, I'm telling you, and you laugh, but you cannot have enough flashing stuff.
Oh, okay. Paradise Point said NAS stands for Naval Air Station. Cecil Field is by Jacksonville.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, and they had a little tornado there. That's what I said. I seen something on the news about it, but I didn't see where it was at. I just knew it was a small area And I was really surprised because we had rain, and I actually seen on Facebook where somebody in the villages had hail. We didn't have hail; we just had some rain. But yeah, that was a surprise to me to hear about having that
I never heard
tornado.
about no hail.
Yeah, we had hail here. There was a picture on Facebook, somebody here in the villages, but wasn't in this area.
Joy says home inspection companies should be required to make sure the property is within ARC compliance. It ain't ARC compliance. It's deed restrictions. And you have to have ARC's approval to do some things to make sure you stay within those deed restrictions of your property. And that's where the problem is. I'm not sure that a realtor can actually even do that the way things are set up, because every district here, and we have right now like 15, something like that. Every district is different, so they'd have to. I don't know how they would do it. It could probably be done, but I don't know how they could do that. And when you talk about stone, because you say I see a lot of homes with stone, the reports that I'm talking about, and I've tried to make it clear, I'm talking about patio villa neighborhoods. There is no patio villa neighborhood north of 44. I can't speak for south yet, but north of 44 that is allowed to have stone in replacement of sod. So whenever you see a patio villa, you see the home. Usually in front of the home is a little white picket fence that goes across there. Behind that white picket fence is sidewalk, patios, whatever they put in. In front of that is sod. Might be a bush in front of it, but then from there to the road is grass. That's what I mean by sod. A lot of people, especially snowbirds, that to save money, what they're doing is having that sod taken out and putting rock in. That way they don't have to worry about watering the grass during the summer month or mowing or any of that stuff. I understand that, but it's not allowed in any patio villa. So we're trying to tell people, if you buy a patio villa thinking you can do it, and they go, well, my neighbor's got it. I don't care what your neighbor's got. He's out of compliance then. If you don't want to get in this trouble, just don't do it. If you're going to buy a home that already has the rock, you better get some kind of something in writing about it, because somebody's going to complain and you're going to be left holding the bill to have all that rock taken up and grass put back in, which could be thousands of dollars. And your excuse is going to be, well, that's the way it was when I bought it. It doesn't work. I'm telling you, it just ain't going to work. And don't get mad at me, because I'm just trying to help you from paying thousands of dollars on something that you don't understand. And I know I'm probably talking to people that never even watch my channel.
Melanie G says, I hear there's water buffalo there.
Water buffalo?
They're not water buffalo that I know of. They're just regular buffalo. And they used to be everywhere around here. Actually, I think it's Freedom Point sits in Spanish Springs.
There used to be cow.
That was a buffalo field.
Yeah.
And then I said, they've moved them all now. There was an incident that happened with somebody putting their kid up on the fence to see the buffalo so they could take a picture. And I said, there was something that happened. And so they moved the buffalo to a different area where people couldn't be around them. And then there was something else that went on. And so they've moved them completely where we don't see them anymore. I don't know where they have them now. They're here, but we don't see them anymore.
It was a tax thing. For those of you that don't know this, farmers know this, I know this, that if you're deemed agricultural, your property taxes is like almost nil. It's like $25 an acre. But in order for it to be deemed agricultural, you have to have agricultural things. You might be growing corn, you might be growing beans, you might be doing hay. It's got to be done. So what they did here, they'd have a truckload of cows. And so they would have a fence put up, which across the street from where we're at used to be a barbed wire fence over there, where the Hillsboro, I don't even know what that, Lake Deaton, is it Lake Deaton? And down Hillsboro Trail, everything on the right there was a barbed wire. When Skirvin was here, there was a barbed wire fence all around that whole area. There was cows over there, because as long as they had a couple of cows over there grazing around, that's deemed agricultural. So the developers' companies only pay $25 an acre. Now, once they decide they want to start building over there, if you'll watch the papers here, you'll see them change it, that they're wanting to have this change from agricultural to residential. And that's when they're getting ready to move the cows to another area, and they save money on taxes.
Yeah. We got a Super chat from Barbara Abner. Thank you, Barbara.
Barbara Edna. Wish I could play that music, but I don't. This is not StreamYard.
Yeah. Overjoy says, I'm from New York and lived here 45 years. I can't do frigid weather anymore. My blood's thin. And
it's funny how
it does.
It's funny how when you get older, the cold starts to hurt.
Yeah.
When you're younger, you don't think anything about it. You know. I remember running to the mailbox real quick. I was lazy. I didn't want to put my shoes on, so I'd run to the mailbox in the snow in my bare feet. Today, are you going to the mailbox today? That's what I would do.
Oh my goodness. Irving Clark says, for Buddy chewing, try buying bitter apple spray. Spray where he chews. Well, I might do that for the corners on the wall, because I don't care if he chews on his toys and stuff. But like I said, when it comes to the wall, that's something that's going to take a while to fix. So yeah, I might try finding some of that bitter apple spray. I'd never heard of that. And also, got him a crate because when we brought him home, we didn't. And I said, he sleeps with us. But since his potty habits are not good, I was always afraid of him being in the bed. So I bought a crate, and we tried it. And he cried for hours, and we just couldn't take it anymore. So when I took him to the vet yesterday, she asked if he was crate trained, and I said no. And we tried the crate, and it didn't work well. I said my husband couldn't stand him crying all the time, so he took him out. And she told me to try putting him in like 15 minutes at a time during each day, just to get him used to the crate. And I haven't tried it yet because he's kind of scared of the thing now. He won't even go near it.
I don't know. The last couple of days, you're leaving it open. When you went to town, when did you go to town?
I went to the grocery yesterday.
It was yesterday. I came out of the studio to get me some iced tea, and there he was in the crate sleeping. I've caught him there a couple times. He just
so I think eventually he'll get used to it, but it's going to take a while because we didn't do it right away when we got him home, and we should have. But yeah. Okay, let me see.
Are those nature preserves by some properties state protection? As of right now, yeah, they're preserves. It's a wildlife thing. It's the way people that full timers here, and rightfully so. They say no wonder we're having problems with the bears going into town or whatever because we're taking their habitat away from them by building these homes, and that's true. We are. So they have these different preserves, and I don't even know how many acres there are here. I know there's several down there by Finney. I played golf in them. But anyway, they're protected as wildlife areas, and they can't do anything with them. Now, those laws can change over years. Yeah. But as of right now, and for the 10 years I've been here, all of these preserves have been protected. The problem is us, people. We violate these things all the time. There's one up there by Spanish Springs. I can't think of the name of it. I want to say it's the Rose Preserve, something.
Sharon Rose Wykins is a...
The one that's all fenced off. There's a lake there, and it protects the rare gopher tortoises up there. And there's signs everywhere telling you, do not walk your dogs here. Do not drive on the grass. It's a protected area for these wild gopher turtles. You can't go by there anytime, day or night, that there ain't golf carts parked right on the grass, that they're walking around with their dogs, pooping everywhere, and they're not picking it up. And this was a preserve area for these gopher tortoises. So it got to the point where the villages finally put up a wooden fence around it to keep people out that we're paying for, by the way. And then people started raising Cain about it. So what are we supposed to do? It's just an area out there. The dogs ain't hurting anybody. It doesn't make any difference that your dog ain't hurting anybody. It's a preserved area.
And we've got more dog parks here than anybody.
Oh, there's dog parks everywhere.
Yeah. And I'm not a big fan of dog parks, but still, we've got, if your animal has to go somewhere, they've got plenty of dog parks here. And the southern end has more than we have on the northern end. So there's plenty of dog parks here.
Laura, that's what we're doing right now. There's two doors on this crate. There's one on the front, and there's one on the side. And so we've just been leaving them open. And he just, here lately, now not today, he's in the laundry room. That's where he usually goes. But he's making a liar out of me. Mm-hmm. But there's been a couple of times where he just went in there and laid down and went to sleep. What was that noise?
I don't know. It might have been the ice maker.
Oh, maybe that's.
I thought it was him. And Barbara, we're north of 44. Yeah, we're close to Brownwood. And I said, we're north of 44.
Yeah.
And I said, that's where Collier, and I said, we're in Hillsborough, Collier, Pinellas, those areas.
By the way, I'll let you guys know, we're about due. We do it about once a year, and I don't think I did it last year at all. We usually make a video to help new people out.
I don't know. It's either Buddy or the ice maker. I don't know.
I'll check
You're
on it.
hearing a funny noise.
So we give contractors names, phone numbers, of people that we've used, that we know are safe. It may not be somebody you may use, but at least it'll get you started. You know, things like water filtration systems, getting your driveway or your lanai floor painted in a design. A handyman. People are always asking about, is there a handyman that can do small jobs? Well, we have one, and we can give that name out. And he may or may not work for you. I don't know. He's kind of persnickety because he don't need to work. And he told us, he said, I only accept referrals now. He don't advertise or anything. So I guess we could use our channel as a referral. I'm going to go with that.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, we don't have to do a video. We're getting ready to do one. And I thought to add to the flavor of the video to get people to watch is we bought a stack of lottery tickets. So as we do the video, I think we're going to start scratching off these lottery tickets, and we're going to separate the winners from losers for not only just for the video, but the state average here, according to what they say, the state representative of the lottery companies say that 80% of the money is given back to the players. So we're going to see, we bought, I don't know, 50?
50.
How much do we pay for these?
$1 a piece.
So $50. So that means there should be $40 worth of winners here, roughly. We'll see where we're at on that. I thought it'd be kind of interesting to do.
Laura says when she rented a patio villa neighborhood last May, at least 2 homes on that street had stone in their front yards. This was in the village of Summerhill, so just north of 466.
Nope. Not in the patio bill. They can't have it. I'm just telling you.
They may have it, but they're not supposed to.
Let me tell you what. You look at those houses. I'm not even going to get in the argument. You look at those houses. If you're renting those houses, tell a real estate guy you want a copy of the ARC approval to put that rock in. See if you get that.
Yeah. But they are changing rules as they go, so it's a possibility that they may.
Summerhill is way up there.
I know it's where Phil is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way that they're allowed to do that.
Well, it's just like the other stuff, like the painting the driveways and stuff. Used to, you couldn't any of your.
The courtyard. There's a matter of fact, there are several courtyard villa neighborhoods up there that I know of. You still can't do it. You're not allowed to paint your driveway.
But there are some that has okay.
But there are some that you can.
Yeah.
So I'm just simply saying, just to eliminate the argument, if you're interested in the house, say, I don't know if this rock's allowed or not, but if it was ARC approved, I want a copy of it.
Right. Yeah.
Bet you don't get it.
Overjoyed says one of the YouTubers was showing her listing where the front and backyard was 100% stone. Yeah, I seen that.
That's the backyard. You can't.
Front and back.
Huh?
Said front and back. And I think it was Robbins, one of Robbins' places.
That's down there. I can't speak for south of 44. I don't know what the rules are down there. Each district is different. If the house comes with stone, yes, you can have it. But if it don't come with stone, I'm talking about to replace the sod, not flower beds. Don't get me confused. Listen to what I'm saying, goddammit. I'm talking about the grass. If it comes with grass in the front yard, you cannot take the grass up and put stone down in patio villa areas. Now, south of 44, I don't know what the rules are there. You have to check on that.
Yeah. Melody G says, are those nature preserves by some properties under state protection, or is it something the villages can change at any time, like the retention pond?
I thought I just answered that.
Well, I guess maybe you did.
I think I did.
Okay. Yeah, and we have put his toys are in the crate. I've got a sweatshirt of mine that I use when I run in the morning. I put that in there, and he's got one of Skip's dirty socks.
Or Joy says, do any of them come with stone from the builder? Nothing comes from the builder that's not approved by the developer, and he's the one that comes up, his companies come up with the district rules. And those rules are in combination of what the commissioners say you can do. And there's a lot of people involved in them rules. It's about wildlife protection and all these kinds of things. So you have to check. I mean, there's no one answer for everything here. There isn't. There's different districts, different rules. You need to check.
Overjoyed, yeah, we don't go to the squares anymore. And I said a lot of people don't after they've been here for a while because you do other things. You get involved in the socials that your neighborhood has, and you take classes. And so that 5 o'clock thing isn't a big deal anymore. You know, if you're still in class at 5 o'clock, you don't run and go to the square to see somebody. A lot of people go just because the entertainment there, if they happen to like a band. We always love Scooter. We've always loved Scooter. And but like I said, we really don't go up there that much because we always got something else going on in the evening. So that's one of the reasons that people don't go up there. Other than that, like some people just get bored with doing stuff all the time.
Yeah,
There's so many things to do.
We were warned about that from Skip and Sue, another Skip and Sue.
Yeah.
When we had our patio villa and I was still working, and I asked them, I said, you guys, because I thought the squares were great. We took my dad down there. He loved it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just always liked them. And I asked him one time, we were meeting him at the square, went out and had dinner or something, I forget. I said, you guys go to the square every night? He goes, well, it's a pretty nice place to go at night. He said, after being a couple of years, though, he said, you get bored with it. And he said, you find yourself not doing it as much as you used to. And he's right. I haven't been to a square now as far as going to actually sit and listen to music. I think the last time I had actually been to a square was when they had the Christmas tree lighting when, what's her name came down? Jesus, my mind anymore. Your brother's wife.
Yeah. My brother's wife?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dead brother. She came down.
Oh, Dorothy.
Dorothy.
Yeah.
When Dorothy came down, we took her to the square when they were having a Christmas tree lighting, which is a pretty nice event to go to. It's a long event, but we took her down there. I think that's the last time I've been to a square, except when I did that nighttime ride, and I didn't go down there for any kind of music. I just wanted to show you at 10 o'clock, the squares, the music stops at 9. So I thought, I'm going to show you what the square looks like at 10 in this retirement community. I was expecting for it to be just dead, except for a handful of people. And it pretty well was. And that's when I run into the drunk lady that left her dog in a bar over there. That was by accident.
Jerry Bell, I have not had Jeremy do any more work on my closet because it's fine just the way it is. But we have got some estimates for some extra cabinets in the kitchen. And we're good with what we've got going, but the thing is that they can't match our cabinets.
They said our cabinet collar was discontinued.
Yeah, and so now I've since heard, I asked a question of there's a group in the villages called the Decorating Club in the Villages. And I had asked those ladies, what would be the best thing to do if we couldn't match our cabinets? Because he said he could do white. And I didn't know if having half in the color it is and half white would work. And I have seen some colored cabinets that were nice, but I'm afraid you'd be glued to one color if you do that. And so I kind of asked them because they answer questions all the time if you've got a decorating problem. And a lot of them said the same thing. You take out one of your drawers and take it to Sherwin-Williams, and their machine will match your color. That I didn't know. I know Lowe's does that with wall paint, but I didn't know that.
I said, find one of our cabinets in there with the pull-out. I like the pull-out things.
Right.
Whatever that's called.
And you can buy those, yeah.
Can you buy it unfinished? Because I know I can match the collar if I can buy it unfinished.
Yeah, and that's what I said. Even Lowe's have them unfinished, but I don't know if we can get the same type of cabinets. That's what I want.
See, the problem is when you buy it unfinished, you're looking probably at real wood. These cabinets in here, I'm telling you, it's like 80% not real wood. It's made up wood. And so that's where it's hard to match that color because there's no grain.
Right.
If you ever notice on them cabinets, you don't see no grain.
No. And I know, these are not really expensive done, but they're good for us.
Yeah, they're good. I got no problem with it. I just would like to have it matched.
Yeah.
So it's going to be right next to it.
Yeah, and so that's where we are right now. And I said, Jeremy has given us the estimate and everything and measured everything, and we've got it down pat what we want because I want extra cabinets.
Yeah.
And but like I said, we're right now it's a quandary.
It's a color thing.
The color thing. Yeah.
So we're working with Jeremy. He's trying. We're trying. So far, we ain't got anywhere, but we're still trying.
But yeah, he does a good job. So, I trust him to do this kind of work. And
thanks, Sam Z. Sam Z. Sam Z. Oh, Sam Z.
Yeah.
For the super chat, buddy. Get Buddy a bone. Oh my God, Sam Z. He's got bones all over the place. Chewy bones, pepperoni bones.
He's got all kinds. Our neighborhood, like the ladies in our neighborhood had to meet Betty, and all of them brought him some goodies. So we've got bags of greenies and pepperoni and marrow bones and you name it. Every kind of dog treat there is.
We always give him something to chew on other than our toes.
Right, and Judy P brought some greenies, and he likes the greenies, that's for sure.
Yeah, he does like those.
And those are supposed to be good for their teeth too. So if they've got teeth coming in, that's a good thing. But yeah, we've got all that kind of stuff, and he does.
David Littner said, "Hello from Long Island, New York. Enjoy your channel. I'm glad you do." Well, our thing just moved on me. What did it say?
Buying a new home there in the spring. Well, good for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, come on down. We know what Long Island is in the winter.
He's used to the traffic.
Yeah.
So this won't bother him at all.
And that's
another thing. If you're from a big city, you're going to come down here and the traffic may not bother you at all. It's just a typical day for you. But if you're from the Midwest West like we were, from farming type communities, and you come down here and you've seen the growth here, it's like, man, if I wanted to live in a big city, I could have just moved to Indianapolis.
Yeah. Elva Joy says, I wouldn't be surprised if most of the attendees in the squares are outsiders and people on lifestyle visits.
Well, they are.
Wondering if they will become dangerous someday. It's a possibility. Every big city has that problem, and so it's a possibility because we have a lot of people here now. And
they have been a problem. How many golf carts have been stolen right there at the square? Yeah. They're drinking, they're dancing, not paying attention. And here's the problem. A lot of those people leave keys in that golf cart.
Yeah.
And they park them around the square, and we go up there all the time. We'll walk around, and I point them out. So look at there. There's a set of keys. Look at there. The lady's purse is sitting right there in the golf cart. And why they leave that? Look at there. There's a cell phone laying right there in the golf cart.
Yes.
And it happens all the time. And I don't know. It's like.
Yeah. It's like I said, it could be a problem the more people we get. But if you remember, there's 3 squares now and soon to be 4. So people are kind of spreading out a little bit. So, maybe it won't be as bad. And we do have a lot of people that, matter of fact, one of our subscribers was up there Saturday. I was at the farmer's market and go up to get my tomatoes. And one of our subscribers is one of the guards up there. And she hollered at me. And
it is? We got a guard that's a subscriber?
Well, yeah. Yeah. And I said, she's up there every Saturday.
Cool.
And I said, it's they have a lot of them practically on every corner, but that one corner they have a golf cart that sits there and a guard in it, and then they usually have some people there that are veterans that are selling T-shirts and stuff like that. But anyhow, so I feel fairly secure during that time. At nighttime, I know that they've got people up there and they're in plain clothes, so you don't see them. And like I said, they do a good job of policing the squares. The bad thing is people themselves. Like he said, leaving your keys in the golf cart, I don't care where you are, not a good idea. And leaving your golf clubs on the golf cart and parking behind one of these buildings, not a good idea.
If you're going to park with a golf club, park it where you're going to be able to see it.
Yeah, and that's why on Saturdays they do have a golf cart area to park in. Specifically, when you go to the farmer's market, you park in that golf cart area. And that way you don't have to park behind the building because they've got the square marked off, so you can't park there. So you have to park in one of the parking lots behind the building. But they do have a special golf cart parking area there in front of the shoe store and...
we have a shoe store?
Yes, we have a shoe store. And the next to Five Guys.
I learn about shopping all the time. I have no idea.
Well, and McAllister's, that's where the golf cart parking area is right there. So, but yeah, it could be dangerous. You just never know.
I won't say it's dangerous as far as physical harm. Even though a few years ago at Spanish Springs, there was a boy that worked up there, I think at one of the restaurants. I won't swear. He was a server or something there. Teenager. But I think he was like 19. He graduated. And some guys that he went to school with, I guess, came through there in a car. Who knows what they were doing, hot rodding around or whatever. And this kid didn't appreciate it or something. He yelled at him or something. Kids got out of the car, went over there and beat him. And a day or two later, the kid died. And that did happen.
Yeah.
People can deny it all they want. That actually did happen. You can Google it. You can go back and find the story. That is a rarity that happens. Mostly it's drunks getting mouthy, and they call a cop and the guy gets arrested. Margaritaville up there, is it Margarita or
Margarita Republic?
Margarita Republic, for some reason attracted a lot of bad people.
And
for some
outside
reason.
people.
Yeah, they were always outside. She's right. They're from, if you read the reports, they're always from Ocala. They're from Orlando. I don't know why they come clear up here to do this, but they do.
And it has finally closed. So
they
that's
finally
no
closed
longer
their
there.
doors. And I think, this is just me talking, I don't know anything here to be true. I bet you you'll find out his lease was coming to be renewed, and the developer's rental company decided we're not going to renew your lease.
Yeah.
Too much trouble. And so they're gone.
Yeah. Laura says on the 2 days a week that she drives to the office, she spends 2 hours each day commuting. So I'm used to traffic. Used to
So
do
it's
this
an
5 days a
hour
week.
there, hour back. Is that what she's saying?
Yeah.
Well, you've done that
She
for
used to do that
25 years of an RCA.
And she used to do it 5 days a week. So, yeah, so she's used to traffic.
Well, anybody who lives in the Chicago area, this has got to be a big up compared to Chicago. I'm sorry. I hate Chicago. Don't like Chicago. Never did like Chicago. It goes back to my trucker days. With the low underpasses that town had back then, that was a trucker's nightmare. And I hated to go to that town.
Jerry Bell says, what about the village resident that punched a guy that he thought hit his car and punched him and killed him? Yeah, it happens.
And that hasn't went to trial yet. He's got a lawyer.
He hasn't? Okay.
Yeah, that's been postponed for a long, I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, he got arrested. He got charged. He got a lawyer. He got out. And I don't know what they call all this stuff, but the last report I talked about, that was it. And I said, we'll follow the story.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're getting close to time, so there's a few things I have here that, like last week, somebody asked me what was going on for the weekend. They were coming down to visit, and I didn't know. And I felt bad about it because last weekend was a chili cook-off, and that was a big deal. I mean, if you were coming down here, that's something you'd want to see. So this week, I decided to pull a few things that was happening this weekend in case you're out and about or visiting. The first one is the Crafters Fair. It's at Eisenhower Rec Center on Saturday, February 10th. They have wood creations, glass fusion, quilts, and handmade cards. That's 9 to 3 in Eisenhower. The next one is the Writers League. And they've got a Meet the Authors event at Barnes & Noble, Saturday from 2 to 3. And the All Booked Up store, Tuesday, February 13th. Also, the Mardi Gras is Tuesday. If you've never been to a Mardi Gras, it's in Lake Sumter. Fun, just absolutely fun. You got to go check it out. The next is the Winter Fine Arts Show is Saturday from 9 to 3 at Laurel Manor Recreation Center. And they have artists exhibiting 2- and 3-dimensional unique pieces. And they're very talented people, let me tell you. Some beautiful stuff. And then the biggie this weekend is the Spanish Springs Art and Craft Festival, which is an outdoor art and craft festival, and it's from 10 to 5, Saturday and Sunday this weekend in Spanish Springs. So that's something that you might want to go check out if you're down here visiting, or if you live here and don't have anything to do for the weekend. There's also, I think Friday night is a car show at Brownwood, which they usually have the car shows, Spanish Springs and Lake Sumter, but I guess they are having one at Brownwood Friday night. So I don't know what car club is having it, so I don't know what kind of cars they're going to have. But yeah, that give you something to do for the weekend. All right, that's it. So let's see. And yes, Laura, commuting time is wasted time indeed, although I kind of needed that time. I drove for an hour and a half every day to work because I used that time to decompress. If depending on what kind of job you have, but like I said, it made me a better person. By the time I got home, I was kind of,
But don't you find as you get older, you think about some of them things back then, you go like, man, I can't believe I've done that for 25 years.
especially when the bad weather comes. You know, it might be snowing at home, but by the time I get to work, it was no snow, or vice versa. I would leave the factory thinking everything was fine, and I'd get halfway home, and there was a snowstorm.
Well, keep in fact in mind, she didn't drive interstate to work either. It was an hour of 2-lane roads
Yeah,
going through a couple small towns. Is it 9 or 109?
109.
109. Get the map, you'll see it. Marion, Indiana, Anderson, 109. You through Alexandria. Yeah. And today, that traffic on that road's got to be, well, I don't know. They closed so many factories in Marion, but maybe they don't have the traffic anymore.
I don't know. No, I don't. Oh, well, thank you. Brickhead says the review of activities is a great addition to the show. Well, thank you. I just felt so bad last week, and I didn't have any idea. I did the week before that, but last week I didn't have any idea of what was going on because I had a busy weekend, so I didn't think about it. But yeah, that's a good idea to let people know if they're coming to visit or if they're down here just visiting and watching the show. At least they'll know things to go. But I would try out. The first video I done actually was at that Spanish Spring Craft Show, and it was an epic. Let me tell you. But yeah, really nice craft show, and there's a lot of stuff there. And this weekend's supposed to be really nice. I mean, from today on, we're supposed to have some 70 and 80 degree weather, so I can handle that.
60-some degrees ain't bad if it just wasn't for the wind. If the sun's out like it is now and no wind, it's not bad.
Oh, hi, baby. Buddy come out of hiding. He's up from his nap.
We giving this away?
Yes.
Okay. You guys know the routine. If you want the Villages magazine, first one that emails me, mail me your address and stuff. And
this is a really good magazine this month, too. There was a lot of reading in it.
Yeah. This is, I guess is this January or February? Oh, February magazine. So I haven't even looked at it. It's a new one.
Yeah, like I said, it's got a lot of articles in there this time, a lot more than what they normally have. And
it's got pictures of the new homes, too. It says here, patio villas is 4. I guess that's 4 pictures. Courtyard villas are 6, cottage homes are 8, the verandas are 10, designer homes 14, and the enclave, that's the $1 million homes, roughly.
Yeah, I think
and there's 18 of those in here too.
Okay.
So anyway, gives you an idea.
Yeah. So good book. And thank you, Jude, for the lovely card. I know I don't think you're on here today, but in case you catch up with our show later, thank you for the lovely card. And your baby's adorable.
I think she's close to buying.
Yeah.
Last time I got an email from her, either she's getting ready to retire, just retired, something like that. I forget.
Yeah, well, like I said, she loves her Shih Tzus. So, but anyhow, is that it?
Hamish.
No,
if that's a picture of her dog, that better be a girl dog.
No, I don't think that's her.
Well, I don't know. Every picture she sends me kind of looks like that.
No. But anyhow, well, guys, that's all we got for today. Enjoy the rest of the day. Sun's out. Going to be beautiful.
Yeah, we'll cut that video. We'll let you know about this 80% payback thing. We'll see, as they say.
See you on the other side.
Thanks, moderators, for coming to the show. We couldn't do it without you guys being there and watching.
That's true.
And thanks for all the super chats and stuff, too. Appreciate it.